What's good, gamers? Balls941 here with another one of my unscripted ramble type videos. Before we get started, I just want you guys to understand that yes, you are looking at League of Legends footage on your screen. I'll explain why shortly if you can't read the title. I thought that I was going to wait until I was on Thanksgiving holiday from my job in order to watch Season 2 of Arcane. Give myself a few days to get through everything, process it a little bit. Yeah, that was stupid of me, because I watched it all in one day, because I'm extremely impatient. Man, what a great show. I do have some thoughts, though, that I wanted to go over here. This is going to be an extremely unscripted video, so now we should probably talk about the fact that there's League of Legends footage on screen. I do not play League. I do not care to be good at League, but I didn't want to have the video just be a still frame of the poster art for Season 2, so in order to make this better than just that, decided to really commit and re-download League. Don't ever say I don't do anything for you guys. Don't play League of Legends, just watch the show. Alright, so I'm gonna try to avoid spoilers, but if they pop up, they pop up. I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to get into specific details yet, but yeah. First off, I actually think the first season of Arcane is like the best animated show I've ever fucking seen. The completely different way that the art works and is rendered. I think maybe the two best fight scenes in any animated anything I've ever fucking seen. The first one being the fight between Echo and Powder on the bridge, and the shots between them being young and being older and beating, and like Jinx getting the fucking shit beat out of her. Dude. That was, ooh. That's probably the best fight scene I've ever fucking seen. I should also mention that I am not a fan of League's lore. I don't care. It's not that I hate it, it's just that I don't care about League, so I don't really know all of the lore. I know some of it because I've been a little interested here and there, and I've asked Jason some questions, but it's not really something that I give a shit about. You know, Season 2 was really good. It was not as good as Season 1, though. I feel like the fact that this was the final season was kind of a problem. The pacing for this felt a little off. Like, there are multiple times where I think they glossed over some events a little bit faster than they would have had they been part of Season 1. Like, the final episode of Season 2 feels like it could have taken place over 3 episodes if they really wanted to flesh some things out. Because there were a lot of time skips, and the time skips themselves aren't inherently bad, but there's some cool stuff in those time skips that instead of us seeing in the show proper, we saw them taking place in a music video at the start of the episode, which, that's another complaint I have. There were a lot of those, and like, the music's cool. It's not all something that I enjoy. In fact, the fact that the title song is Imagine Dragons makes me want to vomit, but I've been advised that I shouldn't talk about how much I hate Imagine Dragons in my videos, because people think that's like hating Nickelback. Nah, the music was fine. I don't have any problems with the music itself, but like, the fact that they did the same, like, it feels like they heard the feedback about the fight scene that I talked about already from the first one, that it was the best shit they've ever done, and then they just tried to do it again, and it kind of made it less good. There are a lot of times where overexposure can kind of devalue how special and good some of the previous iterations were. Like, I don't know, there were a lot of times where I'm just like, why are we doing this again? We just did this, and I'd rather see this actually happen. It felt a little rehearsed, if that makes sense. It's a weird way to phrase it, considering it's a show and everything's rehearsed, obviously, but like, it felt like we were retreading ground that was consecutively less and less special over time, and it didn't really, I wasn't a fan of the consecutive iterations. But like I said, the show was still good. It didn't like ruin the experience. It's just, it wasn't as good as the first time, if that makes sense. And now I want to talk about spoilers, so I probably shouldn't have said I don't know if there's going to be spoilers. So here I'm going to talk about spoilers. I thought I was going to hate the alternate timeline with Echo episode. Like, I thought, like, oh, we're doing one of these where like the actual cool shit is happening, and we're doing we gotta pad some time here, so let's go see what's happening in this fan fiction land. And I thought I was gonna hate it. I didn't hate it. I actually really liked it. It felt integral, which is not something you get in a lot of those episodes in other shows, because they're usually used as filler. This was not filler. Especially like cutting to Jace's day of torture and how fucking sick that was. Like, absolutely. Or a day of torture. I don't know how long he was in there. Month of torture? Week of torture? I don't know, his hair was longer. That was actually a lot of fun. I thought I was gonna hate it, but I didn't, so good job. I hated the fact that all of the side characters you instantly knew were not gonna be important outside of one specific instance. Maggie and the dude that Vi drinks with were definitely written in to die, And, like, we knew that from the beginning, so it wasn't really a surprise when they fucking died. Although, Maggie's death was very funny. Fuck that bitch. Like, Mel ricocheting the bullet back up to her, through her skull was sick. That was really cool. Ooh, on the topic of, like, the pacing being weird, there were a lot of times where it felt like we needed a rush to get characters to their status quo where they are in the game, if that makes sense. Like, Victor went from being a dude who did some science stuff and was crippled with a sense of humor to being a soulless dead thing. Then he turned into the fucking Angelus from The Darkness and Witchblade because I read fucking comic books. And then, like, all of a sudden he was the bad guy for real, and he was his League of Legends iteration. Yeah, it was going there, but it feels like we got there a little too quickly. Things kept kind of just happening rapidly. But, like, I don't know, like I was talking about earlier, there just felt like there were times where some of these events could have been across multiple episodes as opposed to taking place in one. Felt a little rushed, not a fan. Oh, Sesby and Lex. Yup. Hell yeah. Good on you, Caitlyn. Ambessa, whatever the fuck her name is, Mother Medarda, was cool. She also annoyed me. It didn't seem like there was any reason for Piltover to even survive. Because if they were getting shit on by Noxians with some extra shimmer, Noxians? I don't know. I don't play this game. If they were getting shit on that hard by just the base army with a little bit of drugs, like you gave your soldiers meth and now they're like also large. Like, what fucking chance would they have against Victor and his army of clockwork angel zombies? Warwick's rapid shift in personality was also kind of weird. And I'm not talking like all of a sudden he's hungry for blood, then all of a sudden he's Vander, then he's back to being Warwick. It's just, I'm talking like one episode he's this, next episode he's that, next episode he's back, then he dies, then he comes back and does this, and now he's important here at the end because he kills Jinx. And it felt weird. I keep coming back to the fact that the pacing just felt off, and I can't escape from the fact that it feels like they were told, hey, we don't have the budget for a season 3, so we have to cram all the stuff you were going to do into this season and the story. And some people are complaining about the fact that the story is ending with these people. And like, I don't know, I kind of want to see what the rest of the world is like. Jinx is iconic and was iconic before Arcane. I don't think many people knew about Jace or Victor or Vi or Caitlyn that didn't play League. People who didn't play League knew about Jinx. I think proof of concept for what they were trying to do, this is a great starting point with some characters that people enjoy and the most iconic League of Legends champion. Maybe outside of, like, Teemo. But Heimerdinger was also in this. But, like, yeah, maybe outside of I don't know. Jinx is marketable, she's a human being, she's attractive, and she's unstable. So, like, she works as a perfect starting point for proof of concept for this universe and these shows to work, right? So I'm fine with them ending the story and maybe going on to do another one, or getting canceled, because Netflix likes to cancel shows for the fuck of it, so I don't have any problems with that. I just think the pacing was off. Like, it's just, pacing is it's so important. It's so important, and I can't, like, basically just, this entire video could be summed up as man didn't like pacing, but it was still a good show. I guess that's the core of my argument, and I don't know how else to really elaborate on that further than what I've given, but, like I said, this is unscripted and a mess and kind of thrown together quickly, so, however, I would love to hear what you guys are thinking. If you're a League of Legends fan who's played the games and can speak on this anymore, like, knowing where you come from too is interesting. Like, this show, I love this show. Like, it's really fucking cool and good, but I know that, like, certain things have different levels of value based on if you're a League of Legends fan or if you've never played the game, if you've got a passing knowledge of the lore or whatever. Like, I know certain things are actually, like, some of the first season is better if you don't know a damn thing, some of it is worse. And, like, certain, like, teases are interesting. Certain Easter eggs are really cool. Like, Vi using Caitlyn's net is really sick as, like, oh, yeah, that's right. not only are they gay for each other, but they use each other's abilities. Oh, that's so cool. Like, that's interesting. Like, knowing that Singed is important, knowing what Victor turns into, knowing what Jace ends up looking like, all those things are interesting and cool, and I think they add value there, but there are times where apparently the established lore conflicted with some stuff from the show, so it's better if you don't know that, because it might ruin some things. I will say this, I want to know more about, like, Noxus. I think that's apparent. Like, people that know about League lore have told me that Noxus is cool as fuck. So I'm interested to see if they go there next or whatever. But yeah, it's a good show. Watch it. It's the only reason why I spent money on Netflix. Like, literally the only fucking reason. And I wasn't gonna make a video on this originally. I was just gonna like be like, yeah, cool, hell yeah. But I got impatient and I wanted to talk about it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day.